Hola, yo soy la Mars, tengo 16 años y hace unos días tomé la decisión consciente de salirme de la preparatoria. Actualmente cursaba el tercer cuatrimestre en la escuela de VM y francamente estoy hasta la madre del pinche sistema pendejo retrógrada en el que hemos estado sumergidos por toda nuestra vida, en el cual el maestro se cree la gran verga por ser literal el cuidador de una guardería al que llamamos preparatoria.
Apparently, millennials as a generation, which is a group of people who were born approximately 1984 and after, are tough to manage. And they're accused of being entitled and narcissistic and self-interested, unfocused, lazy. But entitled is the big one.
Porque gracias al sistema en el que vivimos, la sociedad nos ha metido en la cabeza que tenemos que tener cierto grado de estudios para finalmente estudiar lo que queramos. Que tienes que terminar la prepa para estudiar lo que quieres. O que tienes que terminar cierto grado de universidad para luego desarrollarte en el ámbito que quieres. La sociedad nos dice que tienes que ser mayor de edad para hacer ciertas cosas. Y no solo estoy hablando de pistear, no solo estoy hablando de tomar, pero decisiones de vida.
And because they confound leadership so much, what's happening is leaders are asking the millennials, what do you want? And millennials are saying, we want to work in a place with purpose, love that. We want to make an impact, you know, whatever that means. We want free food and beanbags. And so somebody articulates some sort of purpose, there's lots of free food and there's beanbags, and yet for some reason, they're still not happy.
Que tus padres no te dejan porque te dices, eres muy pequeño, o no tienes las herramientas, o no sabes pensar. O la típica frase de, el día que te vayas a vivir a tu propia casa, o cuando no vivas en mi casa, ¿podrás hacer lo que quieres? Mi pregunta es, ¿por qué no empezamos a hacer lo que queremos desde ahora? Miren, tenemos el tiempo contado, ¿sí? Todos nos vamos a morir. Y me puedo morir mañana, o me puedo morir pasado mañana, o me puedo morir en 50 años, pero yo no quiero pasar el resto de mi vida esperando, porque la sociedad y el sistema en el que vivimos está lleno de excusas. Ay, es que tengo que terminar la secundaria para luego hacer lo que quiero. Ah, no, espera, tengo que terminar la prepa para luego hacer lo que quiero. Ah, no, espera, tengo que terminar la uni, tengo que conseguir un trabajo, me tengo que casar, tengo que tener hijos para luego realizarme. Pero ¿por qué no comienzas a realizarte desde ahora?
Because they're missing, there's a missing piece. What I've learned is that I can break it down into 4 pieces, right? There are four things, 4 characteristics. One is parenting, the other one is technology, the third is impatience, and the fourth is environment. The generation that we call the millennials, too many of them grew up subject to, not my words, failed parenting strategies, you know? Where, for example, they were told that they were special all the time. They were told that they could have anything they want in life, just because they want it, right? They were told, some of them got into honors classes, not because they deserved it, but because their parents complained. And some of them got A's, not because they earned them, but because the teachers didn't want to deal with the parents. Some kids got participation medals. You got a medal for coming in last, right? Which the science we know is pretty clear, which is it devalues the medal and the reward for those who actually work hard, and it actually makes the person who comes in last feel embarrassed because they know they didn't deserve it, so it actually makes them feel worse, right? So you take this group of people, and they graduate school, and they get a job, and they're thrust into the real world, and in an instant, they find out they're not special, their moms can't get them a promotion, that you get nothing for coming in last, and by the way, you can't just have it because you want it.
Yo estoy completamente en contra de la escuela, estoy hasta la madre y por eso me salí. Si tú estás a favor de la escuela, te aliento a que sigas en ella mientras ese sea tu sueño. Si tu sueño es seguir en la escuela, ser médico, ser ingeniero, arquitecto, no sé, lo que quieras, sigue en ello, lucha por tus sueños, pero no seas una oveja del sistema, ¿ok? Haz las cosas que quieras hacer, pero porque tú las quieras hacer. No trates de impresionar, no trates de encajar.
And so you have an entire generation that's growing up with lower self-esteem than previous generations. The other problem, to compound it, is we're growing up in a Facebook, Instagram world. In other words, we're good at putting filters on things. We're good at showing people that life is amazing even though I'm depressed, right? And so everybody sounds tough, and everybody sounds like they got it all figured out. And the reality is there's very little toughness, and most people don't have it figured out. And so when the more senior people say, well, what should we do? They sound like, this is what you got to do. And they have no clue, right? So you have an entire generation growing up with lower self-esteem than previous generations, right? Through no fault of their own. Through no fault of their own, right? They were dealt a bad hand.
Porque a final de cuentas, tú vives para satisfacerte a ti. Porque naces solo y te mueres solo. Yo no quiero pasar el resto de mi vida esperando. Si mañana me muero, voy a estar completamente satisfecha con mi decisión. Y finalmente te dejo una pregunta. Si hoy fuera tu último día de vida, ¿qué harías? La respuesta es exactamente lo que tienes que estar haciendo ahora.
So you have a generation growing up with lower self-esteem that doesn't have the coping mechanisms to deal with stress, right? Now you add in the sense of impatience, right? They've grown up in a world of instant gratification. You want to buy something, you go on Amazon, it arrives the next day. You want to watch a movie? Log on and watch a movie. You don't check movie times. You want to watch a TV show? Binge. You don't even have to wait week to week to week, right? I know people who skip seasons just so they can binge at the end of the season, right? Instant gratification. You want to go on a date? You don't even have to learn how to be like, hey. You don't even have to learn and practice that skill. You don't have to be the uncomfortable one who says yes when you mean no and says no when you mean no and yes when you... You don't have to swipe right. Bang, I'm a stud. Right? You don't have to learn the social coping mechanisms. Right? Everything you want, you can have instantaneously. Everything you want, instant gratification. Except job satisfaction and strength of relationships, there ain't no app for that.
No espero que la gente entienda mi mensaje. Tampoco espero que la gente me apoye en mi mensaje. Pero si mínimo hice despertar a alguien, si esto le resonó a una persona, ya con eso chingué. O si no, de todos modos me desahogué y grité lo que tenía que gritar y me vale verga. Así que gracias por escuchar y nos vemos en el próximo video. Bye.